Hi, this is Kevin Marin presenting homework chapter 10, YouTube problem. And the problem is as follows. We're going to write a function, grade histogram, which uses the turtle module to make a histogram for quiz score data for n 100 students. And then we're going to use the Gauss function and from the random module, where the mu is the average and the sigma is the standard deviation of the scores. So first thing that I did was I had to import turtle, so we can use turtle to draw out the histogram. We import random, so we can generate the random values of data to place into a list, which I will mention later and talk about. And then I created the whole turtle screen, set up the window, created the background color to match with the problem. I set Alex equal to turtle. I assigned and then the color of Alex was blue, and the inside of the bar graph was sky blue. Tried to get as close as I could. Made the pen size 3 so it's more visible. Then I moved Alex to the bottom left of the window to start off writing the histogram. Now, jumping into the first function, list of score, mu sigma n. So what this does is that it takes the random.gauss function and generates a list of random data within given the an average and then a standard deviation, and then it loops n amount of times. So if it was 100 students, it would loop 100 times and generate 100 different data value points, and then those individual data gets placed into the list of scores here, and then it returns those lists of scores, which leads into the next function, amount of ABCDFs. And what this function does is that it just sorts the list of scores depending on the value into corresponding letters and then counts them. So I assigned A, B, C, D, F to all to 0, and then I assigned a variable data equals to a list. And what this does is that, which will be later talked about down here, is that it will take the this list up here. It takes those individual data points and then sorts them out depending on the how high and how low the value is. So if the value of the score was between 95 and 100, it would sort that into A, and also it would also increase A to 1. And then it would put that individual data point into the this data here. And then if the score is between 85 and 95, it would increase the 0 of B by 1, and so on and so forth. If it was between 75 and 85, it would increase C by 1 also. And then it appends those individual data points to this data variable here. So into how many is in each. So it'd be A, comma B, amount, comma C, amount of C's, comma amount of D's, and I'll do this in this list right here, and then it would return that data. And moving on to the next function, grade histogram T mu sigma n. This one connects both of these functions together, and this is the main function which generates this histogram right here. And what this does is that it draws out each bar graph of the data, and I assigned the variable data to the combination of these two functions. So it would take the list of score, it would run it through this here sorter function, and then it would place it into this data here. And then I assigned ABCDF equals 0 because when writing the bar graphs, it should do the each bar in order from A, B, C, D, F. That's why I wrote that variable here. Oh, sorry, right here. And I wrote a for loop here. And what this does is that for every data point, it will loop that amount of times. And then after that, if the data value is under 30, it would draw the bar graph depending on how large it is. So if it was 8, it would begin to fill. It would turn left. It would go forward 8 times 10, so 80 turtle steps forward up here. And then it would add 1 to ABCDF so that it would go to this next bar graph here, which is B. And then right before that, it would also write the amount of A's and then A's right here, right above that bar right there. And then it would turn right 90 and it would go 40 across, and right 90 and go forward I times 10, which is the same amount, which would be 80. Turn left and go forward 10. And it doesn't have to be these exact data values. It would be random. But yeah, it would keep doing that, and it would repeat over and over again for the rest of the letters here. But if the data was above 30, because the problem here says that the maximum height of the histogram is only 300 turtle steps, so that any data value, or not data value, any amount of data values together, if it was above 30, it would just go to a maximum of 300 turtle steps. So, and it would do the same thing as this for loop here. And then, yeah, let's go see this in action here. We save it and we actually run it. And it works. And as you can see, even though this is 45 C's, it only goes 300 turtle steps up. So this would always be the same height if it was above 30. And that's it.